Hello, everyone. So, today we'll be discussing the topic on selective attention and, of course, the factors affecting the selective attention. So, firstly, let us understand what is selective. So, selective attention is mainly to do with the selection of a limited number of stimuli or objects from a large number of stimuli. Now we know that our perceptual system, it does have a limited capacity able to receive and process the information. So that is why, the perceptual system can deal only with a few stimuli at a given moment of time. Now the question that arises is that which out of all the stimuli are going to get selected and processed further. Now, of course, there are a number of factors, that are going to determine, the selection of stimuli. So now, coming to the factors, we do have around four of these factors where we have the external factors, we have the internal factors, we have motivational factors, and we have the cognitive factors. Please note, motivational factors and cognitive factors, they come under the internal factors. They are actually the two types of internal factors, but essentially, in the broader sense, we do have these four major factors. Now, external factors, if we can just look at the keywords here, we do have bright, loud, moving objects. Now, external factors are to do basically with the size, the intensity, the motion of stimuli that are very, very important determinants of attention, because we are all talking about the external aspect of the stimuli that is quite visible to us, that is quite notable, observable. So we have noticed that when the stimuli is generally very large, bright, and when the stimuli could be moving, so they are easily caught up. They are the ones which easily get to our attention. And also the stimuli which are very new, very fresh, and not very complex, not very simple, moderately complex, they are also able to catch our attention, so they get easily caught. Then of course, it's also been noted that the human photographs, if you see, they are likely to be attended very quickly and rather more interestingly, than the photographs of inanimate objects. So, of course, there is a difference again, even when we talk about pictures, photographs, images, the human pictures will be more catchy than the ones which just could be, of, like maybe sceneries or other things, so human pictures, they could be more catchy. Then, of course, we do have the rhythmic auditory stimuli. They are the ones which can be easily attended to, and very, very readily we attend to such stimuli which have got a rhythm, a flow, a rhythm actually. And whereas the verbal narration, which is very common, very regular, very normal, does not catch our attention too much, but the rhythmic auditory, it will definitely. And the ones which are very sudden and very intense, they also have a great capacity to really draw our attention towards them. Now, of course, coming to the internal factors, as we've already discussed, we have two major internal factors. We have the motivational factors and we have the cognitive factors. Under the motivational factors, we do have the biological or the social needs. Now, we will be discussing the examples with the point of motivation. Please understand that. So, in the biological aspects, it's more to do with, the basic biological needs of a person, like, for instance, hunger. So when you're hungry, It so happens that it's already in your mind. Been thinking of food and you really want to eat something good. So even if it's just a very faint smell of food, a very light smell of food, you tend to notice even the lightest, or so to say, a very, very faint smell of food also. It's going to catch your attention, you know and likewise, when it's to do when you are in a amongst social beings, you're being a part of a social gathering, or let's say you're taking an exam. So what happens to your attention at that time? Of course, a child who's taking an exam is definitely going to focus on the instructions of the teacher. And maybe if somebody is asking you something, or maybe clearing a doubt or asking for a pen, you might not take note of it, but rather you'll be so engrossed in really paying attention to the instructions being shared by the concerned teacher. So this is how these needs are so relatable, to our own motivation. So it is because of the motivation only, within each one of us, that we tend to pay attention, we tend to get so drawn towards it. you know then of course, we have our cognitive factors, and under this we do have interest, aptitude, have the preparatory set. So of course, when we talk about the first one, where we are going to be talking about the interest. Objects or events, which are very interesting, they do catch our attention. And interests of people, they do vary, but of course, anything that I will find interesting, definitely it's going to catch my attention. And it's all up to the people, how can they make it very, very interesting for another person. So whether it be workshops, or whether it be training courses, or whether it be lectures in the class, anything, how much can you make it interesting? Because interesting things will definitely catch your attention. And of course, when we talk about the next part, which is your aptitude, we do pay very quick attention to objects, which we really want to, so favorably disposed. So here it means that, we are willing to, basically. We do have an aptitude in it, you know. We do have a potential there. And preparatory set is more to do with our mental set, you know and how much are we mentally prepared for something, how much are we set, mentally, to really be able to, pay attention, or to act in a certain way, and that kind of readiness, or how quickly can you act, to be able to respond to any particular stimuli, that's quite catchy, and whereas you are avoiding the others. So it's all about the mental set of mind. It's your own mental set, how much are you mentally prepared, and to really act in a particular way, so that you can actually really respond to the uh, stimuli that's catching your attention. So this was all about, the factors that are affecting your selective attention, starting with your external factors, then of course your internal factors, and it's two types. And of course, we've already discussed the definition, also to the meaning of selective attention. So much.